Hey everyone, welcome to our channel. Today I'm going to show you how to install Microsoft SQL Server 2022 and the latest SQL Server Management Studio step by step on Windows 10 and 11. But before we begin, let's talk about first on what is Microsoft SQL Server. Microsoft SQL Server is a powerful database management system developed by Microsoft. It is used by businesses, developers, and IT professionals to store, manage, and retrieve data efficiently. So whether you're working on web application, enterprise software, or data analysis, SQL Server is one of the top choices. So some key features of this includes high performance data storage and retrieval, secure and scalable for business of all sizes, and the SQL Server Management Studio for easy database management. And the best part for this, you can install and use the developer edition for free. So as you can see, it is available in Windows, Linux, and also in Docker. So if you're ready to get started, smash that like button and subscribe for more tech tutorials. Now, let's begin. To get started, we need to go ahead and install the Microsoft SQL Server. So you need to go to the Microsoft download page, just open your browser and go to this link in here. So feel free to go ahead and pause the video and copy the link. Then right after, you'll have to scroll down in here. So you should be able to see the option in here that says download now. And we're going to choose the Express for this one, which is the SQL Server 2022 Express, the free edition of the server. So this is ideal for development in production for desktop, web, small server application. So first to be able to begin, so simply click on download now and you'll get redirected onto another page. So that will go ahead and automatically download that onto your device. Go to your downloads folder onto your device and search for this one to install this. So once you go ahead and find that one or the file that you just recently downloaded, you'll just have to go ahead and run the installer for that. So simply go ahead and double click onto that file to run the installer. Now to proceed, you have three options for that. So you have basic, custom, and download media. So we're gonna go ahead and choose basic installation, which is best for beginners. So custom is used for advanced user in here. So basic installation in here is to install the SQL Server database engine feature with default configuration. So simply click onto that to proceed. And right after, you should be able to see the terms and choose the installation location for this. So we'll just have to read through this one first. Right after, by clicking accept button, you should acknowledge that you accept the license terms and privacy statement. So click on accept, and this is a stage where we're gonna go ahead and choose an installation folder. So we have the default one in here. So default one is fine already, but if you want to move this onto your end, just simply browse onto your file in there to go ahead and choose the right installation folder for this. So you should be able to see also the minimum free space for this and the download size. Then right after, you'll just have to click on install to go ahead and complete it. So this may take a few minutes and you could go ahead and grab a coffee while you wait. So this is how it should look like. It should go ahead and install the packages onto your end. So feel free to go ahead and wait for this one, and then we'll get back once this one is already done. Now, once that one is installed, you should be able to see an option already to go ahead and install SSMS. So there is an option in here, but you could also do a customization first in here. So you could try to customize in here, or you could click here to launch the SQL Server setup to customize your installation. So onto our end in here, we're just gonna go ahead and directly install SSMS. So click onto that one, and then right after, it should go ahead and launch the page wherein it gives you an option to download the SQL Server Management Studio. So onto this part, so you'll just have to find the option to download the SSMS. So we have it in here, click onto that, and then right after, click onto this option again, the download SQL Server Management Studio, and it should go ahead and automatically download onto your end the SSMS. So we'll just have to wait for this one to be fully downloaded onto your device. And then right after, once it is finished downloading, we'll have to go ahead and see this file also onto our downloads page. So once done, so as you can see here on my end, I have the file already, which is the SSMS setup menu, and then we'll just have to double click onto this to open the installation. So as you can see, it is already installed onto my system. That is why you're seeing this screen. But if it is not onto your end, then there should be an option in here to click install. So you'll just have to simply click on install and then run the installation for that. Wait for a little bit. And once done, you should be able to see something like this as well. So since this one is done already, we'll have to close this one out and proceed to the next steps. On to our next step, onto our search bar, we'll have to go ahead and search for SQL Server Management Studio. So we should be able to see the app already in here since we've installed this earlier, and we're gonna click on open so that this one is open onto our system. So we'll just have to wait for a little bit while it is still loading. So once the system is already loaded, you should be able to see the connect to server screen. So here on login, you should be able to see the server type. Make sure that this one is on database engine. Right after, you could go ahead and choose the server name, and onto authentication, make sure to choose Windows authentication. So on encryption, add in mandatory, and make sure to trust the server certificate. Right after, click on connect so that you could go ahead and proceed. Once that one is done, it's time to create our first database. So as you can see, we're currently on SSMS already. To go ahead and create our first database, we have to expand the databases folder in the Objects Explorer over here onto the left side. So to expand, click onto this plus icon. Then right after, you should be able to see all of the databases available in here. So if you've noticed, I have created a database already in here that is named TestDB. So to create your first one onto your end, you'll have to right click onto the database in here, click on new database, and it should go ahead and ask you to name your database. So let's wait for this one to load first. Then right after, you could type in your database name. So we could name this sample. Then right after, you'll just have to click on OK, and this database should be created onto your system. So let's wait for this one. As you can see, we have two databases already in here. So since we have created our database in here, let's try to expand that. We'll do the same thing. Click onto the plus icon onto its right side. Then right after, you should be able to see in here its tables. So on your database, you could create some tables. Let's try to expand as well the tables in here. So we don't have a table yet since we just recently created this database in here. Now we're gonna go ahead and also try to create tables in here. So we're gonna right click, do the same thing, click on new or hover onto new, and you should be able to see a new table in here. So click on table, and they should go ahead and open or prompt the screen to create a table. Now, as you could see, it asks us for a column name. So we're gonna choose ID for the first one. Then onto its data type, we're gonna choose integer for this. So you could simply click onto this arrow in here to choose, but you could also try to search in here or type in onto the search bar so that it should be easier for you. So we have int in here, click onto that. Let's uncheck this, and onto the other column, we're gonna go ahead and type in name. So we'll try to go ahead and record IDs and name in here. So click onto this one, onto the data type, and we're gonna choose in here another one, which is this. So as you can see, there is a limit of 50 for that. Uncheck this, and then right after, we're gonna go ahead and try to save this. So you could use a shortcut key, which is Control S, or you could go ahead and save that over here on Files, and then save table one. So click onto that, and then it will go ahead and ask you for a table name. So we could go ahead and name this, for example, players. And then we're gonna click on OK, and this table should be created. So right after, once that one is already created, it's time to go ahead and insert data onto our table. So for us to be able to go ahead and do that, we're gonna go ahead and open a new query window by clicking on new query here onto the upper left part. So this is also the shortcut key for that, Control plus N, or simply click onto this icon to proceed. Right after, once you click on new query, should be able to see a big space in here, wherein you could go ahead and type in your query or SQL command. So we're gonna go ahead and try to paste in here. So this one. So we're going to go ahead and add in onto our table name, which is players, the ID and the name. So the ID would be 1 for John Doe, which is the name, and 2 for Jane Smith. Then right after, we're going to go ahead and click on execute in here so that the data is now inserted onto the players table. Click on execute and you should be able to see the message in here. So right after, you should be able to see under the messages that it is successfully executed. Then right after, to go ahead and retrieve the data, we're going to go ahead and type in this following SQL command. So once you have added this, right after, do the same thing, click on execute. So this should go ahead and see or give you a view onto the inserted data and the results pane. So as you can see, we have added ID 1 and 2 and named John Doe and also Jane Smith. Now, if you want to go ahead and remove or delete the table, so this is just an extra step, you could go ahead and enter the following SQL command here. So you'll just have to type in this, drop table, and then the name of your table, and then click on execute. So that should go ahead and remove your table once a query is successful. Now, if you want to remove or delete also your database, you should be able to do that. Right click onto the database name in here, and there should be an option to delete that. So you'll just have to click on OK, and that should be removed onto your system. And congratulations, you have successfully installed Microsoft SQL Server on Windows 10 and 11 and also set up the SQL Server Management Studio, created a database, performed basic SQL operations, and learned how to delete a table. If you found this tutorial helpful, don't forget to hit the like, subscribe for more database and programming tutorials. If you have any questions or need further explanation, feel free to ask in the comments below. Thank you very much for watching and happy coding!